In this video, I'll show you how to import an ASCII delimited file. In order to access the import assistant with an IDEA, we make sure that the home ribbon is selected, and then we select desktop. The default format is text, and the delimited option, which we're looking for, is under text. We want to select the file that we want to bring into IDEA, so we click on the Browse button. In this case, we want to import the supplier's details file. So we select that, click on Open, then we click on Next. IDEA will then show us the different file types that are available. In general, IDEA will tell you the proper file type, whether it's delimited, fixed length, or EPSIDIC. I've never seen it fail in capturing the proper file type. So we will leave it as delimited. Fixed length I'll cover in another video, as well as EPSIDIC. Then we click on Next. Now IDEA wants to define what the field separators are. The field separators are basically a character that tells IDEA where one field ends and another field begins. There's different default ones, such as comma, colon, semicolon, tab, space, or in theory you could use any other character. If we go and look at the source file, we can see that there's a comma that ends each field and begins the next field. So IDEA will look for a comma, and whenever there is a comma, it will automatically know that the information goes in the next field. Next, we want a text encapsulator. This is a character that allows us to tell IDEA that everything within that character, such as the double quotes, is characters. The reason we'd have this is that since we have a field separator as comma, if we have a comma that is within the text field, then IDEA would automatically think that it's the start of a new field if there was no double quotes. So if we go back and look at our source data, we can see that the third item has ACPAC International, comma, incorporated. So if we did not include the double quotes there, IDEA would think that the incorporated would be in the third field instead of still within the second field. Also, IDEA allows us to select different header lines to ignore. So some files may contain certain information like the file name, file size, other type of information that they attach at the beginning of the file. If that is the case, you can tell IDEA to ignore those lines. And finally, if the first row contains the field names, you can click on this button to say that the first visible row is field names. We now click on Next, and now we define the fields. IDEA allows us to define the field name, the type, description, number of decimals, if it's a numeric, implied decimals, and all that kind of stuff. So for our first field, it is the account number, so we'll type in account number. IDEA has defined this as being numeric. My general rule of thumb that unless you're actually going to be using the field as a numeric, and you actually know that's a numeric field, such as it's an amount field, quantity, something like that, that you should probably bring it in as a character. The main reason is if there's leading zeros in the account number. So if the first row was actually 0010229, by bringing it in as a numeric, IDEA would drop the leading zeros. By bringing it as character, the leading zeros are part of the field, or part of the record, I should say. So in general rule of thumb, unless you know for sure it is a numeric field, bring it as a character to make sure you've captured any possible leading zeros. Then we click on the next field, character 2, and we'll give it a name. We'll give field name, call it name. We'll leave it as character, and then we'll click on the third field and call it country. The description field is optional. You don't need to put any information in it, but it does allow you to add in additional information because the field name is limited. Also, if there's any fields that you do not want to import, you can highlight the field and click on Do Not Import This Field. And as you can see, now the country is grayed out, so IDEA would ignore this field when it imports this file. But I want to capture this. Also, you can see that IDEA allows us to show the converted example. So account number, it'll show us the first transaction. We can also scroll through and look at any other different transactions. So it's a good way just to scroll down to the bottom just to make sure that everything looks fine before you import it. We then click on Next. This allows us to create fields, which I'll cover in another video. Same thing for the import criteria. And then we finally get to the final screen, which is giving it an IDEA file name. Also, IDEA allows us other options, such as generating the field statistics. We can do that when we import the file, but also we can do that later on when, if we're looking at field statistics with an IDEA, we can generate them on the fly then. Also, IDEA allows us to create a record number field. This would be an additional field that would have the record number like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's optional. I don't usually do it because there is a function at rec number that you can easily create a virtual field with the record numbers later on if you want. Finally, IDEA will save a record definition. So if we were importing this file again, or files with similar file structures, we don't have to recreate the file definition each time. We could just save this record definition and reuse it, and I'll show you how to do that in another video. Then we click on Finish. Since I've already imported this file once before, it's asking me to replace the file with the definition. I'll say yes. And here we have the file, and it's ready now to do any type of IDEA analysis on it. So as you can see, we've got the account number, name, country, and it's got the 3 fields that we've imported. So I hope this video was of use and of interest, and I hope you look at the other videos. Thank you.